All right, we are open to the public.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Mayor, I think
Kleiman?
you need to move to close the executive session. Would
Need
be
a
the
motion to
first thing.
close the executive session?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No one opposed. I need a motion to close the cow session.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
With no one opposed. Okay,
Okay, so we closed the executive session. Did you close the council of the whole?
yes, that's the,
Okay.
yes, that's the cow.
Okay, so just briefly, couple things. First of all, just so people understand what's going on and why I'm speaking and not Deb Carlson or Ali Sabai. They are both absent today and unable to attend the meeting. So I am the emergency city clerk for tonight's meeting. I ask everyone's patience as I haven't done this before, but hopefully things will go fairly smoothly. Second of all, in my attorney capacity, as usual, I just need to discuss that we talked about a few cases today in closed session, specifically including Cole versus Hackensack, a workers' compensation case, Montgomery versus Hackensack, and the ongoing litigation involving the 64 Prospect Street incident involving several of our police officers. So just want to put that on the record. At this point, I now must announce that this meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6, et sec, notice having been published according to law, with a copy on file in the city clerk's office and a copy posted on the bulletin board in City Hall. Now, with respect to public comment during a remote meeting such as tonight's, pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act and recent regulations issued by the state of New Jersey, the following procedures are going to be in effect for public comment during this remote public meeting of the City Council. The public will have an opportunity to comment during the designated public portion of this meeting. The time period for public comment is limited to 3 minutes for each speaker, and no person may address the council more than once, except for speaking during an advertised public hearing for an ordinance. At the time designated for public comment, the mayor or other presiding officer of the council will recognize one speaker at a time. That speaker must identify himself or herself by full name and whether or not he or she resides in Hackensack. No other member of the public is permitted to speak unless recognized by the presiding officer, and other remote attendees may be muted during that time if necessary to eliminate background noise. Meeting attendees shall exhibit appropriate demeanor during this meeting as required by Section 3715 of the City Code. In the event any member of the public becomes disruptive at any time, that individual may be muted by the presiding officer and will receive a warning that continued disruption may result in being prevented from speaking or removed from the meeting entirely. The Zoom meeting platform has a texting function. However, this is to be used for the purpose of only advising the city's IT staff of any technical concerns or issues. The public may also submit written public comments to be audibly read into the record by the city clerk during the public portion of any remote public meeting of the City Council. Comments can be submitted by regular mail or by email to asabye@hackensack.org. Comments received less than 5 hours before the start of a meeting may be carried to the next meeting. Any person who actually speaks during the public comment portion of a remote public meeting may not also have a comment read into the record. The city clerk will stop reading a written comment into the public record once it reaches the 3-minute limit. Duplicate written comments may be summarized and noted for the record in a consistent manner. So I think it's time for a roll call.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Here.
Councilman Battaglia.
Here.
Councilman Carroll.
Here.
And Mayor LaBrosse.
Here. Frank, bring up the flag, please. Would everybody please rise for the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I do not have any proclamations or presentations to read tonight, but at this time, I'd like to, for the city and its citizens to offer a moment of silence. We lost a dear friend, a World War II war hero, born and raised in Hackensack. Lee Darminio passed away a little over a week ago. It's a big loss for the city. Lee was instrumental in so many things in the city. He was actually one of the original people to start Little League of Hackensack, which later became Baseball of Hackensack. He will be dearly missed. He was a World War II hero, fought at Normandy, got a Purple Heart. He won a Bronze Star and a Silver Star, and he was a medic in the Army, I believe. So he will be missed, and if we could have a moment of silence, please. Thank you. And with that, we'll go on to, I need a motion to approve the minutes of the COW of the executive meeting and the regular meeting of October 26th, 2021.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
And just to be clear, everyone was at both meetings for all the meetings?
I was, yes.
Yes, I was a little bit late, but I was here.
Okay, so we can approve both in one motion. Councilwoman Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia.
Aye.
Councilman Carroll.
Aye.
And Mayor LaBrosse.
Aye. And now I needed approval of the minutes for the COW executive regular meeting of November 9th, 2021. Is everybody present?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, Steve. Roll call.
Okay. Councilwoman Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia.
Aye.
Councilman Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrosse.
Aye. For the record, Councilman Battaglia seconded that. All right, we'll go right over to the city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor. This holiday season, the mayor and council will be offering free parking along Main Street and Anderson Street from now until January 2nd. Please continue to support our small businesses and local restaurants. In honor of the city's 100th anniversary of the naming of the city of Hackensack, complimentary pens are available in the clerk's office and at the front desk to City Hall. City of Hackensack hosted our holiday tree lighting event on the green last night. Thank you to all of our city employees that organized the details to make this event special for Hackensack families. For those of you that could not attend, be sure to stop by and take some pictures. It was a really nice event. DPW and Recreation did a fantastic job. The Hack Pack is hosting a holiday performance of the Christmas Caper. Get your tickets for the upcoming weekend at www.hackpack.org. The city's annual holiday party is scheduled for December 18th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Hack Pack. A surprise guest from the North Pole is expected. Please call our Recreation Department for more information. The city will also be hosting a gingerbread house contest. Please refer to our website at hackensack.org for details and deadlines for the submission. A couple updates regarding the Walgreens parking area stop sign request. We confirmed to Walgreens that they have hired a contractor and will be installing the stop signs at both exits and entrances. We're just waiting for an installation date. As we previously talked in the COW, designated left-hand turn lane at Prospect and Passaic has been approved and is in progress. We hope that to have the street lined by the beginning of the new year at the latest. Last but not least, the City of Hackensack is proud to announce the first round of grant awards under our COVID-19 mini grant program for small Hackensack businesses and lower income Hackensack residents, all of which suffered some kind of financial loss as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Award letters will be mailed out this week to 48 small businesses located in Hackensack that were affected by this pandemic, and the average small business grant will equal approximately $2,500 each. We will also be sending out grant award letters to 44 Hackensack residents of low to moderate income levels that applied and are eligible for rent relief grants in the amount of $2,000. With these award letters, residents will be able to receive their grant awards hopefully before the holiday. Just a reminder, we are still accepting rent relief grant applications for individuals who suffered any kind of revenue loss because of COVID-19. Please see the Hackensack City website for details. On behalf of the Mayor and Council and my office, I'd like to thank our CFO, Jim Mangan, and his staff for implementing this program and coordinating the logistics to make it a reality for our suffering businesses and residents impacted by the pandemic. Congratulations to all of our grant recipients in this round of grant awards. More details on the second phase of this program will be provided in the upcoming weeks. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. And with that, I need let's start new business. So resolution 474-21.
Yeah, Mayor, just before we get started, just to be clear on the agenda, we are going to be pulling for further consideration resolution 504-21, and we will be adding a resolution 510-21 authorizing an access agreement with 75 Voorhees Lane LLC. When the time comes, I will read that resolution in full, since I don't think it's been posted.
Okay.
So I guess at this point we can go to new business. Resolution 474-21. This is a resolution for the final adoption of Ordinance 54-2021, an ordinance adopting the Sears Roebuck and Company redevelopment plan within the Main Street rehabilitation area, consisting of Block 405, lots 3 and 14, and Block 406, lot 1. And I will note there's a reference that it needs to be removed from the table. So we should do a motion to remove it from the table first, and then we can open for the public hearing.
Okay, new motion to take it off the table, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia.
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrosse.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, with that,
So,
open to the
so this
public. I need a
ordinance has
motion.
this
Go ahead.
ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law and now calls for a public hearing. Now you can make the motion.
I need a motion to open to the public, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia.
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrosse.
Aye. Anybody from the public who'd like to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward, give your name to the clerk.
There is one hand raised.
Okay. Sir, can you hear me? Or person, can you hear
Yes,
me?
I can. I don't see myself on the screen. Is my camera on?
It's just
Doesn't appear
voice
so.
only.
I'm sorry.
For when somebody from the public speaks, it's just voice only.
Okay, so I won't be on the screen. Thank you. My name is Michael Bonner. I'm from the law firm of Jabberbaum Wargaff and appearing on behalf of Transform Co., which is the entity that owns and controls the Sears site. I appeared at the 11/10/2021 Planning Board virtual meeting to register our client's concerns regarding the rapid move by the city to amend the redevelopment plan associated with the Sears site. When I appeared, we requested additional time to review feasibility of the proposed changes and the effect those changes have on our client's ability to develop the site. Toward that end, we submitted a supplemental Oprah request, excuse me, related to the events leading up to the proposed redevelopment plan amendment. Also, our client scheduled a meeting with the city to discuss the issues, and we understand that meeting took place on 11/30. We did not, my firm did not participate in that meeting. It was with principals of my client. Our client has several areas of concern, all of which we voiced at the planning board hearing. We're concerned about the planning board's determination that this amendment is consistent with the current Hackensack master plan. Our client has engaged a professional planner, and we told them that at the planning board hearing, which is why we submitted the Oprah request. and our planner needs the OPA response to complete his review. Preliminarily, however, he indicates that the plan is substantially inconsistent with the current master plan. Our client is also concerned about the material reduction of medical uses as a permitted use and the process and procedure used for determining what is historically significant and whether that process was followed for the Sears site. Additionally, they're concerned about the timeline for the entire amendment process, which seems to be rushed and without consideration of input by our client. Additionally, and almost to the end of my list, they are concerned about the simultaneous condemnation process for a significant portion of the subject property. And their final question is whether there is any nexus between the recent adoption of a Hackensack hospital redevelopment plan and this amendment to the redevelopment plan for the Sears site, and why this amendment relating to medical uses was not applied to any other portion of the rehabilitation area. Our client respectfully requests the postponement of this vote on the amendment until the next regularly scheduled City Council meeting on December 20th, 2021. This will give the city time to respond substantively to the recent OPA request. It will give our client time to respond, it will give our client time to complete its feasibility study of the proposed 14-story building and proposed permitted uses, potentially obviating the need for future additional amendments, which possibility was noted by Mr. Reiner, the planning board planner who developed the plan. It will also allow the parties time for additional meetings to discuss mutually acceptable resolution of the underlying issues. And finally, I want to reiterate something that our client apparently stated at the 11:30 meeting, which is that we want to assure the City Council that we are not pursuing this delay in order to pursue a time of application claim in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else from the public? Anyone else's hand raised?
Yes. Hold on 1 second. The next is Jim Jaworski.
Jim Jaworski?
Yes.
Can you hear
Yes,
me?
can you hear me?
Yes.
Good evening,
And
folks.
Jim, before you start, can you spell your name for the record for me, please?
Like the quarterback, Jaworski, no relation.
Very good.
Good evening,
That's
folks.
Eagles territory anyway, so
Yeah,
you wouldn't
well.
know how to spell that.
When I was in the Air Force, I was stationed at McGuire, and my uniform had Jaworski on it, and I was asked about it constantly. Good evening, folks. Jim Jaworski, Wells Jaworski, and Lieben on behalf of the ownership entity of the remainder of the Sears property. We support the comments that have just been stated by Mr. Bonner, and we just note for the record that there is concern about how the design criteria set forth in Section 7 of the DMR report of October 2021 has been laid out. My client became aware of it very recently, asked me to attend tonight's meeting for purposes of letting you know that they are very concerned about the limitations set forth in that report. We also have been in touch with Mr. Mecca with regard to the consistency determination, and we understand that that has not yet been rendered in terms of a resolution to this council. And we would also support the request for an extension of time for the adoption of the ordinance on second reading. That's all we have, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Frank, anyone else have their hand raised?
Yep. Next up, we have Bridget.
Okay.
Evening to all. This plan that's for the Sears building, it's like everything else, Mr. Bonner, if he's still on here, it's always rushed. Everything is a rush situation with the city council. Nothing is thought through. I'm sorry. Nothing is thought all the way through. Nothing is given to the community to get feedback from the community. Every project they have done has always been rushed through. This planning board does not think of community, nor does the city council think of community. So I'm hoping that Mr. Bonner is on here and he's listening, and he will try to reach out to the community to actually get some feedback, because that is what is needed. That is more about transparency and honesty and openness, because this is what they do on a regular basis. So I'm hoping that those gentlemen who are listening will reach out to the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Frank, anybody else?
Nope, that's it. Yep, there's one more. Is back and forth comment, like somebody else just spoke already, are they allowed to speak again, or?
I'm
It
sorry.
is,
If somebody
this
spoke
is-
already, can they speak again?
so this is a public hearing. This is not a public comment period. So, you know, my inclination would be the presiding officer has the judgment to determine, you know, how far colloquy and back and forth can go, but it's certainly not prohibited if, and people should be given a full opportunity to make their comments, so long as it doesn't unduly, you know, delay proceedings. So I would say that's fine.
So they can come back even after they've made their comment?
Yeah, and this is a public hearing. You know, it
Understood.
is within your judgment as the presiding officer. There's no automatic speak once or 3-minute limit for a public hearing. If you believe
No,
it
there's
would
no
be
limit, but I
beneficial.
thought once we continued on, you couldn't come back on. I've never seen it done before. That's why. in my
I think
12
that's
years.
yeah. I mean, I think that, as I said, there's no rule one way or the other. If that's the process, that's sort of up to you. If you believe that it will, you know, if it will assist the process. There's no automatic right to it, but by the same token, there's no automatic prohibition to it.
Hey, you do once, it's gonna be twice and third time.
we've never, you know, we've always disallowed during regular meetings, anybody, you know, once they've made their comment, their public comment coming back, and I realize this is a hearing, but I'm going to entertain, who is it, Frank?
Michael Bonner.
I mean, and we can't limit his time. I just don't want to get, you know, if we're going to start it now, because, you know, I don't want to see a filibuster movement here.
Exactly. You have every right to control the meeting. You're the presiding officer.
Yeah, but once somebody speaks, I'm not going to be able to stop them. So it's either no or
Exactly.
yes. So I'm going to make the decision of no, because I've never set precedent. I'm not going to set precedent because I've never done it before here as a city council member, or in my 8 years plus years as a mayor.
Right.
So I'm going to say no.
Okay. The next up would be Michael Hammond.
Okay. Mr. Hammond, can you hear me?
Yes. Good afternoon. My name is actually Pressy Yamu. I'm sitting in with Michael Hammond.
I need your full name, and you need to spell it for me so I can take minutes.
Absolutely. Can you hear me now clearly?
Yeah.
My name is Pressy Yamu. So first name is Press. Last name is Iyam, as in Mary, U as an umbrella.
Okay.
Yes. This is my first city hall meeting, and I just had a brief question for you guys. So with all the new construction in Hackensack, I just want to know, how does that benefit like the African American residents and taxpayers? I live in a 210 Main.
Sir. I hate, Mr. Iyamo, I hate to stop you, but we're speaking to one ordinance and one ordinance only. This is ordinance or resolution 474-21. There is a time for public comment after the new business is done, and then we open to the public and you can make your comments then. But this is, if you have something to say about ordinance 54-2021 about the Sears Roebuck building, that would be the time for now.
I tell them that well, okay, then I'll table that till the open forum. But thank you. This is my first time in city hall meeting. Thank you for taking questions.
Not a problem. Anyone else, Frank?
Nope. That is the last hand raised about this ordinance.
Okay, need a motion to close to the public.
If I could, Mayor, just comment on a couple of the things mentioned by council.
Okay, this is our redevelopment attorney, Brian Nelson.
Yes,
Right.
thank you, Mayor. Brian Nelson with the Archer and Griner Law Firm Redevelopment Council for the City of Hackensack. I just wanted to note a couple of items for the record prior to the governing body's consideration of the ordinance. This is a site-specific redevelopment plan ordinance for what's generally known as the Sears site, consisting of a couple of lots along Main Street. This ordinance and the plan underlying it is an amendment to the rehabilitation plan that covers a wide variety of the rehab area. That plan's been amended multitude of times as recently as this past year. So it's not a full rewrite, so to speak, of the zoning that's in place for this site. It makes a couple nuanced changes to that site, some of which were specifically mentioned by council in their comments. This plan would supersede the underlying zoning under the rehab area redevelopment plan. I would note that this plan was actually introduced back in October 26th. And so it has been on the street, so to speak, for some, longer than many of our redevelopment plans are, quite frankly. It was before the planning board on November 10th for conformance review. And I'll also note that while the planning board does sometimes adopt resolutions with respect to conformance review, they're not required under the local redevelopment and housing law. And there's a multitude of cases addressing that. There was a meeting held between city officials regarding the concerns of the property owners, and on November 30th, this was also mentioned by council, and I think those concerns were considered by Fran Reiner, the city's planner. And with many of these plans, they, as we've seen with the Main Street rehabilitation area plan, that particular plan, for example, has been amended 5 times. They do get amended and evolve, and I think it's hopeful that conversations will continue regardless of the adoption of this plan. If the governing body chooses to proceed with its adoption tonight. So I just wanted to make those couple of points, and I'm happy to answer any questions that the governing body may have prior to your proceeding.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Nelson? Not hearing any, but I thank you for your comments, Brian. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. I need a motion to close to the public, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
and Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Okay, I need a motion to adopt the ordinance.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
and Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Okay, be it resolved by the mayor and council of the city of Hackensack, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, that Ordinance 54-2021 has passed a second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 475-21.
This is a resolution for the final adoption of Ordinance 55-2021, an ordinance to authorize the lease of certain real property from the Hackensack Board of Education for recreation and conservation purposes, Polyfly Park. This ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law and now calls for a public hearing.
Okay, need a motion to open to the public, please.
Offer.
We need a second. I think Councilman Battaglia is not going to participate in this one.
Second.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Okay, anybody from the public who'd like to
Well, hang on.
speak to
I
this
need to
ordinance?
do the roll call. Mayor, I need to do the roll call.
Oh, I'm sorry, roll
So,
call.
on the open. So Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Abstain.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
and Mayor LaBrosse.
Aye.
Okay, now
Okay.
you can open to the public.
Anybody need a motion to open to the public? We did that. Anybody from the public who'd like to speak to this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward and give your name to the city attorney, please.
There are no hands raised.
Okay, need a motion to close to the public.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Abstain.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
and Mayor LaBrosse.
Aye.
Okay. Motion to adopt now, Mayor.
Motion to adopt the ordinance, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Abstain.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
and Mayor LaBrosse.
Aye.
Okay, so be it resolved by the mayor and council of the city of Hackensack, county of Bergen, state of New Jersey, that ordinance 55-2021 has been passed a second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 476-21.
This is a resolution for the final adoption of ordinance 56-2021, an ordinance to authorize the lease of certain real property from the Hackensack Board of Education for recreation and conservation purposes, the Hackensack High School athletic field.
Need a motion?
This
to open-
ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law and now calls for a public hearing. I'm trying.
I know. The timing is off between us. I'm so used to Debbie. Sorry.
Yeah.
I need a motion to open to the public, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Abstain.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
and Mayor LaBrosse.
Aye. Anybody from the
Okay.
public?
Nobody from the public.
Okay. Need a motion to close to the public, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Abstain.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
and Mayor LaBrosse.
Aye. Motion to adopt the ordinance.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Abstain.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrosse.
Aye.
Okay. Be it resolved by the mayor and council of the city of Hackensack, county of Bergen, state of New Jersey, that ordinance number 56-2021 has been passed a second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 477-21.
This is a resolution for final adoption of ordinance 57-2021, an ordinance to amend chapter 170 of the Code of the City of Hackensack Vehicles and Traffic to permit certain residents of Prospect Avenue and Passaic Street to obtain resident parking permits. This ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law and now calls for a public hearing.
Need a motion to open to the public, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrosse.
Aye. Anybody from the public who'd like to speak to this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward and give your name to the city attorney, please. Any hands raised, Frank?
There are no hands raised.
Need a motion to close to the public.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrosse.
Aye. Motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrosse.
Aye.
Okay. Be it resolved by the mayor and council of the city of Hackensack, county of Bergen, state of New Jersey, that ordinance number 57-2021 has been passed to second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Okay. Resolution 478-21.
This is a resolution for the final adoption of ordinance 58-2021, an ordinance to amend chapter 119 of the code of the city of Hackensack, peace and good order, to establish a new article 8 to regulate marches, demonstrations, and other expressive activity in a manner consistent with constitutional precedents.
Need a motion to open to the public, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Anyone from the public who'd like to speak to this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward, give your name to the city attorney. Frank,
There are no hands raised.
motion to close to the public.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Motion to adopt.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Okay, so that's the vote, right? So be it resolved by the mayor and council of the city of Hackensack, county of Bergen, state of New Jersey, that ordinance number 58-2021 has been passed to second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 479-21.
This is a resolution for the final adoption of ordinance 59-2021, an ordinance to amend chapter 117 of the code of the city of Hackensack Parks to update rules for the use of city tennis courts. This ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law and now calls for a public hearing.
Need a motion to open to the public, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Anybody from the public who'd like to speak to this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward and give your name to the clerk. Are there any hands raised, Frank?
No hands raised.
Need a motion to close to the public.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Need a motion to adopt this ordinance, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Bless you.
Aye.
Okay, be it resolved by the mayor and council of the city of Hackensack, county of Bergen, state of New Jersey, that ordinance number 59-2021 has been passed to second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 480-21.
Okay, and just one thing before we get started, just can we reconfirm our next council meeting is December 20th, right? It's the Monday and not the Tuesday. Can we reconfirm that?
Let me look at my calendar. Hold on.
That's correct, Steve. It's on the 20th, which is a Monday.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Very good. This is a resolution for the introduction of ordinance 60-2021, an ordinance to amend chapter 170 of the code of the city of Hackensack Vehicles and Traffic to add a new handicap parking space in section 49.2, parking for the handicapped, Jackson Avenue.
Need a motion, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Okay. Be it resolved that the above ordinance, being ordinance number 60-2021, as introduced, is now passed on first reading, and said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on December 20th, 2021, at 8:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 481-21.
Resolution 481-21 is a resolution for the introduction of ordinance 61-2021, an ordinance to amend chapter 32 of the Code of Hackensack Police Department with respect to special law enforcement officers.
Need a motion, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia.
Aye.
Councilman Carroll.
Abstain.
You abstained? Sorry. Okay. And Mayor LaBrosse.
Aye.
Okay. Be it resolved that the above ordinance, being ordinance number 61-2021, as introduced, is now passed on first reading, and that said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on December 20th, 2021 at 8:00 p.m. or soon thereafter, as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council, and that at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 482-21.
Resolution 4221 is an ordinance for the introduction of ordinance 62-2021, an ordinance to amend chapter 170 of the Code of the City of Hackensack, Vehicles and Traffic, to add a dedicated left turn on Northbound Prospect Avenue onto Westbound Passaic Street.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia.
Aye.
Councilman Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrosse.
Aye.
Be it resolved that the above ordinance, being ordinance number 62-2021, as introduced, is now passed on first reading, and that said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on December 20th, 2021 at 8:00 p.m. or soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 483-21.
Resolution 43-21 is a resolution authorizing the approval to submit a grant application and execute a grant agreement with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the Passaic Avenue Pedestrian Safety Project fiscal year 2022.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia.
Aye.
Councilman Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrosse.
Aye. Resolution 484-21.
This is a resolution authorizing the submission of a fiscal year 2022 Bergen County Community Development Block Grant application.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia.
Aye.
Councilman Carroll.
Aye.
Yes.
Mayor LaBrosse.
Aye. Resolution 485-21.
This is a resolution authorizing tax refunds.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia.
Aye.
Councilman Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrosse.
Aye. Resolution
Excuse me for one second. Did we miss one or is it just my bad record keeping? Did we miss 48421?
No, we just did that. That was the Bergen County Community Development Block Grant
Okay,
application.
all right. I must have missed that one, counting that one. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Does everybody agree? I just, I'm not
There
the
were
clerk.
two-
I
there
want to
were
make sure I can miss
There were
something.
two grant ones. We did them both, right? I must have just not checked one of them.
Yeah, we did. Because we did
One of
the
them was
last one.
DOT and the other one was the community block grant. We did both, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
sorry. I must just not have checked it off right. I'm sorry, apologize.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
looking for 485-21. Hold on.
We just did that. We
Just did that. That was tax
Just
refund.
did that.
I'm
All right,
sorry. I messed
resolution.
everybody up now.
486-21.
No.
I could use the
Yeah.
break anyway. So
I just must have forgot to check it. My
46-21 is a resolution authorizing the tax appeal attorney to settle the cases dated November 19th, 2021 that were scheduled for trial or settlement.
Need a motion, please?
offer.
Second.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Okay, resolution 487-21.
This is a resolution authorizing transfer of 2021 budget appropriations.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. That was,
487-21.
488?
47.
488-21.
This is a resolution authorizing the release of an escrow for 249 South River Street.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Councilman
Roll
Von
call.
Rudenberg. Well,
Aye.
yeah, sorry, Mayor. I should have waited for you to call it.
That's all right.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 489-21.
This is a resolution rejecting all bids for the 216 to 220 Union Street building renovation project.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Von Rudenberg. Steph?
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 490-21.
This is a resolution authorizing the issuance of RFPs for an administrative agent for the Fair Share Plan of Administration of Affordable Housing Units.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 491-21.
This is a resolution requesting the approval of items for revenue and appropriation NJSA 48:4-87 for the American Rescue Plan mini grants for affected small businesses and low and moderate income residents.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 492-21.
This is a resolution requesting approval of items of revenue and appropriation NJSA 48:4-87 for a neighborhood preservation program grant.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 493-21.
This is a resolution authorizing an award of a co-op contract to SHI International Corp. For GovPilot software system for the Building, Housing, and Land Use Department.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 494-21.
This is a resolution authorizing an extraordinary unspecifiable service contract to R3 Strategies and Solutions LLC for Police Department Consulting Services.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Abstain.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Okay.
Resolution 495-21.
This is a resolution authorizing an accrued time payout of $169,1034 to Police Sergeant Richard Melber.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Abstain.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 496-21.
This is a resolution authorizing an accrued time payout of $117,341.86 to Police Officer Philip Carroll.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Abstain.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 497-21.
This is a resolution authorizing an accrued time payout of $144,386.99 to Police Officer Alan Borntrager.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Abstain.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 498-21.
This is a resolution authorizing an accrued time payout of $77,519.12 to Police Lieutenant Robert Lopez.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Abstain.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 499-21.
This is a resolution authorizing an accrued time payout of $46,648.80 to Police Officer Jason Sawyer.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Abstain.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 500-21.
This is a resolution authorizing an accrued time payout of $130,946.35 to Police Captain Nicole Foley.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Abstain.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 501-21.
This is a resolution authorizing an accrued time payout of $22,861.60 to DPW employee Andrew Mazzini.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 502-21.
This is the resolution to authorize payment of the bills.
Need a motion to pay the bills, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Okay, before we move forward with the consent agenda, I know Councilman Carroll, I believe you have a conflict. You wanted one pulled, am I correct?
Correct. Resolution 504-21.
Okay,
That resolution is going to be tabled till the next meeting anyway. We will
Okay.
not be proceeding forward with that at this meeting. That'll be the next meeting.
so we're going to table 504-21 for the evening, and it'll be on the next meeting. Pending discussion. So anybody else have any other conflicts here? There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 resolutions in the consent agenda now.
Now, there's an addition, right,
Oh,
Steve?
and in
Yes,
addition,
that's
there's
correct. I'm going to add an additional one to the consent agenda, but I do want to read the whole resolution for the record, if you don't mind, since I don't think the text of it was posted. So I want to make
No,
sure
that's fine.
it's everybody's clear on what it is. So this will be resolution number 51021. It's a resolution authorizing an access agreement with 75 Voorhees Lane LLC. Whereas the city has advised 75 Voorhees Lane LLC, which is the owner of certain property located on block 527, lot 3 on the city's tax map with a street address of 75 Voorhees Lane, that the city has a need to make certain critical and time-sensitive improvements to the sewer infrastructure that is situated on this property relating to the nearby Voorhees Lane pump station. And whereas the city maintains a 10-foot permanent utility easement on the 75 Voorhees Lane property for infrastructure relating to the pump station, specifically an 18-inch pipe used for the discharge of wastewater. And whereas in order for the city to make the required improvements, it will need access to its infrastructure located in the easement area, as well as other portions of the 75 Voorhees Lane property that are outside of the easement area. And whereas the city and 75 Voorhees Lane LLC have reached a tentative agreement with respect to the city's terms of access to the property and to fairly compensate 75 Voorhees Lane LLC for disruption to its property and other expenses or burdens incurred as a result of the work contemplated by this resolution. And the city council wishes to formally authorize the city's officials to finalize and execute said agreement so that this important work can be promptly completed. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the mayor and council of the city of Hackensack and the county of Bergen, state of New Jersey as follows. 1, the above recitals are hereby incorporated as restated herein in full. 2, all relevant city officials, including but not limited to the mayor, city clerk, city manager, and city attorney, are authorized and directed to finalize the terms of the access agreement referenced in this resolution and to effectuate payment for same in an amount not to exceed $25,000, and to further take all necessary and appropriate action to execute said agreement and implement its terms. 3, the chief financial officer certifies that there are sufficient and legally appropriated funds available to fund payment pursuant to the terms of this access agreement under account number 10120155155-205. A certified copy of this resolution shall be provided to Nicholas Seekis, Esquire, counsel for 75 Voorhees Lane LLC. 5, this resolution shall take effect immediately, and it will be certified to be a true copy of the resolution passed at the city council meeting of the city in Hackensack held on December 7th, 2021.
Okay, need a motion, please?
Okay, hang on. I still need to make the announcement that the following items are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted in one motion. Any items requiring expenditure are supported by a certification of availability of funds. Any item requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda, and consent agenda items will be reflected in full in the minutes, including any exceptions and or additions.
Okay, my apologies. I thought we were reading that separate. So I need a motion to adopt the consent agenda, right? Do you have to go through each individual item?
Yes, actually, that's correct. I guess I should read them all. And for that matter, why don't we adopt 5, 10, 21 separate?
That's what I thought we were doing.
Let's do that. So
So I need a
so
motion to adopt 510-21.
we could do it out of order. It's fine.
Kat,
Offer.
Second.
roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino,
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia,
Aye.
Councilman Carroll,
Aye. Mayor
LaBrus.
Aye.
Okay. And now I will read the consent agenda 503 through 50921, accepting 50421, and then you can adopt that in one vote.
Okay.
Okay, so Resolution 50321 is a resolution authorizing endorsement of proposed Bergen County Community Development Grants 2022. Resolution 50521 is a resolution authorizing the person-to-person liquor license transfer of Lita and Sons LLC to 774 Viva for license number 0223-33-013-008 located at 774 Main Street. Resolution 50621 is a resolution authorizing a person-to-person, place-to-place liquor license transfer of Hiliada Inc. located at 80 River Street to MPJ License LLC, a pocket license, for license number 0223-33-041-004. Resolution 50721 is a resolution authorizing the Health Department refund for birth certificate amendments. Resolution 50821 is a resolution urging the New Jersey Legislature to oppose Assembly Bill A-1571. Resolution number 50921 is a resolution concurring with the Planning Board's redevelopment investigation, finding that Block 305, Lot 4, 78 Trinity Place satisfies the criteria for designation as an area in need of redevelopment for non-condemnation purposes.
Okay. Need a motion to adopt the consent agenda as it was just read.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia.
Aye.
Councilman Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Okay. This time I need a motion to open to the public, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilman Battaglia.
Aye.
Councilman Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. So at this time, anybody from the public who would like to speak, please come forward. Give your name to the city attorney. You will have 3 minutes. Frank, you have the timer ready?
I do.
Okay, hands raised.
There are no hands raised currently.
Okay, anybody who'd like to speak?
Oh, one hand just raised. Hold on one second.
Good evening again. I'm going to give you two things. One, on election day, your city clerk came to the middle school, and instead of her directing a problem that arise through, I guess, people who were coming to vote, she gave it to the resource officer who are there for the children. She should have given that to either the central office, or she should have given it to the principal of the school. That is one of the situations that I wanted to just bring forth. Then the other one is about the noise ordinance and the nuisance ordinance. I know Ms. Canestrino has this really big thing about noise going over Prospect with planes and stuff, and we understand, but now we have to worry about neighborhood ordinance. We live here in the community. We have people behind us and on the side of us with music that is blasting 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. We have to do something about that. So the glossy magazine that you guys send out every quarter or whatever, you need to put that noise ordinance and that nuisance ordinance in there for noise, because I am tired of calling the police department, and your city manager can check with the police department how many times people have been calling around this neighborhood about people speaking on microphones and the music is going. It is quality of life for everyone, not just Prospect, but that's quality of life for everyone. So if you guys can handle that, I would like to see inside your glossy magazine that noise ordinance be enforced and that nuisance ordinance be enforced. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
Next hand raised, please.
Okay, the next hand is Martin Smith.
Okay. Mr. Smith? Unmute yourself, please. Mr. Smith, can you hear me? Mr. Smith, are you there?
Okay,
Okay, we can hear you.
yeah, I'd like to bring up the issue of Polyfly Road, which has recently been resurfaced and relined. I brought this issue to the council several meetings ago in regard to the fatal accident that occurred on Polyfly Road several months back. And it is in my opinion that Polyfly Road is probably the most dangerous street we have here in Hackensack for the following reasons. Number one, there are no crosswalks between Essex Street and the Route 80 overpass, with the exception of Lodi Street, where there is a traffic light. Two, there is a double wide street here carrying 2 lanes of traffic in both directions. Three, we have a 35-mile-an-hour speed limit, which means that some vehicles are doing 40 and 45 miles an hour. And 4, it is also a bus route. Now, I have heard that there are certain streets in Hackensack that come under dual jurisdiction, both county and city. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So is Polyfly Road one of those streets that has dual jurisdiction?
Well, let me back up a second here. Why don't you finish your time up, Mr. Smith, and then we'll answer.
Okay, so what I am saying is if there is any dual jurisdiction there, I think whoever has jurisdiction should address the issue of a lack of safety devices on Polyfly Road. As I said, it is a very dangerous road. We need crosswalks, and we need either traffic stanchions at those crosswalks, or we need these traffic safety devices that have self-actuating buttons that a pedestrian can use that would start having flashing lights to warn drivers. Now, these flashing lights currently that they are using are yellow flashing lights, which means caution, which opens up a question of interpretation on the part of every driver approaching that device. I think those devices can be improved by changing those lights to flashing red lights, which leaves nothing to interpretation, which means they have to stop for a pedestrian who is activated at that device. Polyfly Road safety issues really have to be addressed because, as I say, it's a very dangerous street. Thank you.
Thank you. So your interpretation of jurisdiction is, even though Polyfly Road is a county road, I will say this, we enforce all the traffic laws on that road. We do not handle any changes to the road. In other words, if we were to put a crosswalk in, we would have to get approval from the county, all right? That's something I believe, Vinny, am I correct in saying that? Vinny, you there? Hello. We lost Vinny. But I'm pretty sure I'm correct in saying so. As far as red signals, I would have to check into that. And my concern with having red signals is even when there's not a pedestrian there, you're going to see traffic slow down to a stop because they're going to be a little confused with seeing red lights, thinking they're supposed to stop, which would cause not only a traffic problem, but also possibility of more accidents. And I'll defer to the city manager. I'll speak with him to see if I'm correct on that. Next person from the public, please. Frank?
There are no more hands raised.
Motion to close to the public.
Mayor, before we go, there is a emailed comment that I do need to read as well if there's no other public comments.
Another hand just raised, actually. Michael Hammond.
Okay. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. Again, my name is Presiamu. I'm just reposing my question that I had tabled. So with all the construction going on in Hackensack, how does that benefit the African-American residents and taxpayers? And also I wanted to point out that, getting information within our community about town hall meetings has been kind of, not too easy, kind of clunky. And, for example, this meeting was posted for 7 p.m. It actually occurred at 8 p.m. and, things like that. So I just want to know, how you guys benefiting and how you guys getting information out to be easier access for people of our community. Thank you.
Okay. The meeting was posted for, I believe, the first session was an executive session, which was just council members from 5 to 6:30. The second notice should have been from 6:30 to 8 o'clock for the council of the whole, which is when it took place. And the next meeting was from 8 o'clock till present. So I don't know if I could ask you where you saw it posted that it was supposed to start at 7 o'clock. I'd appreciate it, or you could, you can email me, but these meetings have been consistently on time and we're usually always pretty prompt, though some meetings may run into each other, but we haven't had 7 o'clock meetings in quite a long time.
Actually, in City Hall. Excuse me, Mayor LaBroche. Yeah, I had noticed that in City Hall. So that's why I'm making a point to that.
It was in City Hall. We'll have the
Sir.
city manager check with that because that's incorrect, because it's on the website for.
I also like to point out, I don't know if this happened intentionally, but I actually visited City Hall first and the doors were open all the way to the 3rd floor. Everything was open to the public and easily accessible. There was no one there. We thought that was quite strange.
Was that tonight?
That was tonight, this very evening. And I also had to dig deeper and search really hard to get access to the Zoom information. But if you could also answer my earlier question about the new construction and benefiting African-American residents.
Yes, I'm going to address that, but after that, we, usually we don't go back and forth at the meetings. Usually you make your public comment and we answer it. But I'm glad you mentioned that about City Hall being open, because that's a security issue. So thank you for bringing that to our attention. And we will definitely deal with that.
Absolutely.
So redevelopment helps the taxpayers and all citizens, not just African Americans, all citizens in Hackensack. The pilot programs that are being used to develop these developments, this construction, takes blighted pieces of property or properties that paid minimum amount of taxes. For instance, and I always use this as an example, the apartment building on Camden Street, 18 Camden, paid less than $60,000 a year in taxes, created hundreds of construction jobs for all types of workers, including minorities. Its first year open, it's paying over $700,000 a year. Those developments, when they total up, when we're done with the redevelopment, will be close to or around $10 million in revenue to the city. We have not raised taxes in 3 years in the city of Hackensack during this redevelopment process, including COVID. We have lowered the tax levy 3 years in a row. That helps all taxpayers. That helps all different ethnic groups, all different races. We help everybody. We care about all of our citizens and we work together. We are also now have created, help me out here, Kathy. The zones, the new zones for affordable housing. We created
Overlay zones.
I'm sorry, new overlay zones in 3 different areas of the city, which when they start to build there will automatically have to have 10%. They won't have a choice of putting money into a trust fund. 10% of those buildings will have to have affordable housing in them. We are just finalizing a deal with Fair Share Housing on 60 new units on State Street by Trinity Place by Lot T. So we are doing a lot to help the community right now, and we're moving forward with that. I can't remember what your other question was, sir. Unless I answered it through all of that. I know one was about what are we doing for the African-American community and the taxpayers. So I think I did answer both of those. So thank you. Anybody else from the public?
Yes, next is Margot Cooper.
Okay. Ms. Cooper, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
Okay. First of all,
And actually, I keep forgetting, but are you a resident of Hackensack?
yes, I am.
It's a
Okay,
long
that's all I
time.
need. I keep forgetting to ask that, but we should.
The mayor,
going forward.
the mayor knows me very well.
Okay, great. Just I'm trying to keep minutes here, and I don't
Very-
necessarily know everybody.
Of course,
So-
understandable. I want to concur with Miss Bridget. about the noise in Hackensack. I have had to call several times during the summer, call the police to have people turn down their music. They have been blasting music 3 o'clock in the morning, even on Sunday. And there is total disregard that that is a religious day for a lot of people, including myself. And something needs to be done. In past years, I've been in this town over 20 years. We have never run across this type of problem with the noise. So therefore, I believe it should be checked. People who are residents do not understand there is a curfew, 11 p.m., maybe midnight latest, not 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. And the microphone is totally ridiculous. So therefore, I feel that this needs to be checked, because in the summer, we do not want to have to go through this again. It's very annoying. People work on Mondays and they don't need to hear this early Monday morning because they have to get up and go to work. So as I said, I concur with what Bridget just mentioned about the noise level. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Cooper. And I concur with what you both said too. No one should have to listen to people on microphones in the early hours in the morning, especially with people having to go to work. I will have the city manager check it out, and we may need some assistance on pinpointing who is doing this. Hopefully they're in the police reports, and we can look into it. Vinny, I don't know if you're on now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mayor. I lost my volume. I couldn't hear a thing. I had to restart. Yeah, I heard all of this last one, and I just took notes to pull the ordinance.
Yeah, so we had two people with noise complaints. I know one over in the Stanley Place area, but we need to look into that. Let's check to, I know what happens is that the cops say, hey, keep it down, and then they leave, and then they don't keep it down, or they don't stop, which is not right. So we have to we have a nuisance ordinance and a noise ordinance. We have to enforce it and start writing summonses to these folks if they're doing that. So, all right.
I will.
Next person. Thank you, Vinny.
Next up is Majid Muhammad. I think I said that right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, John, this is my, you know me as Victor Geddes. John, just one question to the council. What jobs for the African-American community was created with all this development? And when we first started, I brought attention that there was no, in your redevelopment, you could have had put in place opportunities with the developers for the community. I have yet to hear or see that happen. Now we're at the tail end of this redevelopment. There was never a thought of setting aside opportunities for the residents, especially the African-American or minority community. So please don't make that statement when we know it's not true. Those in the community. The city council has never had the African-American community best interest, in my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Geddes, should I refer to you as such in the minutes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Just want to be sure.
Next person, please.
We do have a hand raised. It's Margot Cooper again, but I know we cannot open.
No, we
to
cannot
again,
yet.
correct?
They cannot come back on.
Okay. So that is the last hand. Oh, no, that's the last hand.
Okay, got to read that letter.
Yep. I guess you can time me, but I don't think it will take 3 minutes. This email came in from Gary Terzano. The Hackensack Environmental Commission would like the mayor and council to please make a decision on this request of a new HEC new enabling ordinance. Our lead HEC commissioner on this topic, Mr. Martin Kramer, has made several attempts over the last 2+ years to have this heard. As chairman, I've had conversations with several council members early on, and the main concern at that time was that the HCEC being involved could slow down applications approvals that would be before the Zoning Board of Adjustment and the Planning Board. This would not happen with enough time allocated for review. City Hall has forwarded site plans for certain projects over the last several years, and there have not been any negative responses to date. This kind of action is to have the HEC review only the site plans and project as per ANJEC, Association of New Jersey Environmental Commissions, which the city is a member of. This is part of the task that local environmental commissions perform for its residents. The HEC does not seek any power that would interfere with our city leaders. The HEC is a part of our city government, as are other commissions, committees, and boards. All are filled with resident volunteers who wish to make Hackensack better and better. We may or may not always agree, but solutions can be made with fair discussions and input. We commend the Hackensack City Council for sharing the vision of our HEC and always improving green initiatives for our community. We are proud that the Hackensack Environmental Commission is just completing 4 years of service to our city. Thanks to the council for reorganizing the HEC after many vacant years. That's his comment. And I just would respond that I did personally speak with Mr. Terzano. This relates to a proposed ordinance that the commission is asking the council to look at regarding forwarding of certain documentation relating to developments to them via ordinance. I responded back at the time that at this time, the mayor and council did not intend to move forward with the ordinance. They certainly welcome and encourage environmental commission members to participate in planning and zoning meetings and to comment on them. And because one of the environmental commission members, Mr. Terzano, actually is on the planning board, that provides another voice for the commission's concerns. But after reviewing this internally with our various professionals who deal with these issues, it just was not clear at this point that the benefit of this ordinance would outweigh another layer of complication to the development process with the attendant legal consequences of adoption of formal governmental legislation. So I did relay that to Mr. Terzano, and I certainly advised him, which is what the mayor and council have advised me, that they would certainly welcome further thoughts and ideas how the Environmental Commission could be more effective in its advisory role to the city.
Okay, thank you for that.
And that's the only emailed comment received.
Motion to close to the public, please.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Stephanie?
Sure. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I just wanted to start off with, acknowledging Ms. Cooper and Ms. Rucker's concerns regarding noise. Those are definitely quality of life issues. And I know Mr. Caruso will definitely look into that. The same thing happens where in the area that I am in, not so much megaphones, but definitely music at all hours of the night, sometimes loud car engines. And, those are things that definitely affect your work, your sleep, your ability to relax. So looking into that would be great. And just, continue to call if those things happen, because we should all know about that. Thank you to Susan and Ryan earlier during the Committee of the Whole meeting for their thorough presentations on the sewer separation projects going on throughout the city. It does help just to have those updates and kind of see, live on the maps, what's happening and what's been done since last meeting. And it really is impressive and amazing to see all the work that gets done in such a short amount of time. Thank you to, if you weren't able to make the holiday tree lighting last night, it was really a really nice event. It was nice to see everybody together again. The weather held out. Thanks to our rec department, our DPW, for everybody there that made that happen. We had a really good turnout, and it was nice to see everyone again outside in the fresh air together and having a good time. If you haven't seen the Christmas caper yet, tickets are still available at hackpack.org. It's a really cute play. I saw it 2 years ago. It's great for kids. It's great for everybody. It's very interactive. So it's a nice night out if you're still looking for something to do during the weekend. December 18th at 10 a.m. is our holiday party for all our residents at the Hack Pack. And lastly, our thoughts and prayers are with Mr. D'Arminio's family. Mr. D'Arminio has done so much for our city with baseball as well as our country by serving. So he will be greatly missed. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you. Kathy?
Yes, thanks, Steph. Again, I'll echo Stephanie's comments, about hearing about Mr. D'Arminio. And again, it's a name that's known and has been known for forever and forever in the city of Hackensack. I mean, for all the contributions he made, not only to the city of Hackensack, but to our country as a whole. So again, he was a very, very visible presence here in town for many, many, many years, and will be missed, in our condolences to the family of Mr. D'Arminio as well. Tree lighting, I think it was a great night last night. I think we had a good attendance, lots of children, lots of excitement and happiness. Some of the folks, the actors from Christmas Caper came and put on a cute little, just a couple of songs and dances for the young folks, and I think they all enjoyed it. Thanks to the DPW and the Cultural Arts Department for pulling this off last night. We were kind of a little worried that the horrible rain was going to start at 7. Well, we did get some heavy duty winds, but thank goodness we were all out of there before then. And the park just looks gorgeous. I think our new Christmas tree from a couple of years ago is starting to grow. We missed our big tree, but it's getting there now. And they just did a great job. It's beautiful. And if you haven't been down there, take a walk or take a ride down there one evening, and I think you'll get to enjoy it as well. A couple of things tonight. There was a lot on the agenda tonight, or a number of things on the agenda tonight about grants, and we love grants, we love money, we love opportunities to do things for the city. A couple of things that we're pursuing a grant for more paving. We do this every year. We've been getting grants for $1 million. We've been adding to that, sometimes 2 million. So we're going to continue that process until the city we get to all the outlying streets that we haven't been able to get to yet. The city manager also talked about this wonderful American Rescue Grant, where the city has designated certain funds for businesses that suffered during COVID, and for renters, and especially the renters. We're really looking, to help some more people. We got some applications, but not nearly as many as we were hoping for. So please, if you're out there and, you're a renter and you really, suffered some loss during COVID, we're happy. I mean, at one point we were going to be giving $1,000 per family for that's renting. I think we're up to 2,000 now, according to the city manager. So, get your application in. We have some money. We were able to receive this grant money, and we want to share it with the folks in the community that need it the most. The other grant on here was talking about this neighborhood preservation grant, and that is again going to be used to invigorate and enliven the Anderson Street area. We've been doing a lot with Main Street and helping those local businesses and getting the streets cleaned up and doing some certain things here and there. I mean, this is a nice grant. It's like $125,000 a year for the next 5 years. So it'll enable us again to put some money there to support the folks that do business there. As far as the noise issue, you're absolutely right. I really have very little patience for things that disturb the quality of life of anyone that lives in the city. And yeah, I've been a real advocate with what's been going on with the planes. And it's not just, I mean, a lot of it's Prospect and the hospital, but it's not. It's also what's flying over Hiller's school. I mean, it's outrageous that teachers can't even keep their windows open because of the noise. And that whole second ward residential area, fly right over my house. I mean, I can't be outside and talk on the telephone because you have to go inside. That's how loud it is. So, it does affect a lot of the areas in Hackensack, but I also don't want anyone else to suffer from any other reason as well. And what worked the best for us in dealing with the planes, and we still haven't solved it 100%, but we're getting there, is having the data to support us so we can make good decisions. So I'm not sure if you said you were calling it in, and I can understand, if you wake up 2:00 in the morning, you may not feel like, oh, now I've got to go to the phone and call it in. But if you call it in and you don't see it being resolved, please, a short email to the city manager's office, where you live, the time, and that's all you have to do. Okay. And let us start collecting this data. Or if you call it in and it's not resolved, we need to know that. Or if you just didn't call it in, but you want to report it, because then we can analyze this data. We could see who the repeat offenders are. We could see if there are certain times, certain days of the week, and that enables us to put together a good plan to address it. So please, let's work together on this one. Okay. Just like we work together, a lot of us on the planes, let's work together, get the data to the city manager's office, and let's see what that data looks like, and let's see if we could fix this problem, because it certainly is something that no one in the city should have to deal with. Thank you again, everyone, for coming out. We do have one more meeting before the Christmas holidays, so I guess I'll have to wait to wish everybody Merry Christmas, but maybe I'll say it twice. So happy to have you all here, and looking forward to a wonderful, safe, happy, healthy Christmas together in the city of Hackensack. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you, Kathy. Leo?
Yes, first of all, my condolences to the Armenian family. You know, he was a dear friend. I'm gonna miss him. Thanks to the city manager for the approval of the changes at the intersection of Prosper Avenue and Passaic Street. I've been asking for that for a long time. DPW did, like always, a fantastic job with the Christmas tree by the green, beautiful decorations. And DPW is doing a really good job, pick up the leaf and keep our streets fairly clean. The work about our infrastructure continue across the city, and people can walk around Clay Street, Kennedy Street, Union Street, and they can see the effort that we're putting into to try to alleviate the problem with the flooding, for the flooding problems. And we are working with our engineers about the specs to continue our paving program next year. And today I got my booster shot. I beg everybody to call the health department and get your shots. Tomorrow, I think they're gonna start in the school system, and I think they already vaccinated like 150 kids. The health department phone number is 201-646-3965, extension 3967. Thank you and good night.
Thank you. Gary?
Thank you. Well, first of all, Mr. Dorminio is going to be missed by many people. He was a fine gentleman, and my heart reaches out to his family. Stephanie and I have been meeting with the Fashini Park developers, and I personally feel we're starting to make some progress, as well as meeting with the rec and hearing all the plans they have. It seems very favorable at this time. The slam dunk, the junk, as well as the holiday tree lighting party was, to me, a fantastic event. It was very well attended, and I like to reach out again to the rec department, DPW, and our police department and fire department for a job well done. I also like to wish the retired police officers, as well as the DPW personnel, and I wish them the best of luck. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Jerry. So the big news, I guess, is the tree lighting. It was a great night last night. We had a great event. The weather held out. It was pretty warm. I've been to some of these where it's like 15 degrees out and you're freezing, but this was a nice, really nice night. The best part of it was we were all able to get back out in public and gather and celebrate. And I want to thank Greg Leosi for the job he did. Recreation Department, the Main Street Alliance, DPW, and police and fire that were all involved. DPW did a great job. They found some of the old bell light decorations that used to go on the light poles. They found them in a trailer somewhere, and they refurbished them and put them in the park. I don't know if you guys noticed them last night, but they were spread out amongst the park. They're a new addition to the decorations, but they did a great job of reusing something that we had. So it was great. All the events coming up. You've got the Christmas Caper is this weekend. The children's party is coming. The Christmas party is coming up. And our gingerbread house contest, which was quite successful last year. Go on hackpack.org and you'll find that stuff on there. So go check it out. On a different note, our COVID numbers are increasing. As you guys know, I do work in a hospital, and I can tell you numbers are up. Numbers are up in the city. You know, we're doing over 30 new cases a week right now, and you know, the amount of people that have had COVID in this city is mind-boggling. So you know, pay attention out there, folks. Pay attention. You know, don't be afraid if you're, you know, wear a mask. If you feel you should need a mask, wear it. And we got to beat this thing. And, you know, it's creeping back up again, and it's right before the holidays. We really want to go through all this again. Main Street's looking really great. You know, the streetscaping was done. The new lights are up to most of the Main Street, and they've now decorated those lights with beautiful garland and lights. So I recommend you take a ride down Main Street. And when you do, stop by 150, 170, because they've done an old style, like a Macy's Day window type of decoration, which is really cool to look at. It's they did a great job, and it's a great addition for Christmas. The noise, I agree 100% with what the folks said, and I agree with Deputy Mayor that we need the data in order to catch the culprits. All right, so make sure you do call it in. When you hear it, call it in. And my heartfelt condolences go out to the Darminio family. The great guy, did so much for the city of Hackensack, did so much for the kids in Hackensack. He loved baseball like I've heard like no one you've ever seen. He just loved the game, and he loved to teach it to the kids, and was so instrumental. And we've had great baseball programs through the years in Hackensack, and hopefully that will continue. So we'll see everybody in 2 weeks. Actually, it'll be on a Monday night. I think it's December 20th, correct?
I hope so, because otherwise we've got to redo all those resolutions.
Yeah, no, it's on the calendar for December 20th. I guess we're doing it that Monday because it's a holiday week and a lot of people are off, so it's a shorter week. So I'm guessing that's the reason. So everybody enjoy the rest of your evening, and I need a motion to close the meeting, please.
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Good night, everybody.
Night.
good night.
All right.
Good night.